Breaking news, a Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officer charged in the fatal shooting of an unarmed man. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Dedrick Russell. Police say Officer Randall Carrick is accused of firing shots and killing a man in East Mecklenburg County this morning. Carrick is charged with voluntary manslaughter. Now, that means investigators believe he did not have the lawful right to discharge his weapon during this encounter. Police call his actions excessive. WBTV's Kay Johnson is at CMPD headquarters, where Police Chief Rodney Monroe wrapped up a news conference just a short time ago about the officer. Kay, tell us, what did the chief have to say?
Dedrick, Chief Monroe says it is with a heavy heart and significant regret that it has come to this, but he believes the facts led to this conclusion. Gunshots startle neighbors in the early morning hours of Saturday. Sounds of sirens follow minutes later.
I never see anything like this go down. I mean, this is a very good neighborhood. To hear that happen, I don't know, this is crazy.
Help can't get here fast enough. 24-year-old John Farrell is dead, shot multiple times. Police say it all started after Farrell wrecked his car on Reedy Creek Road. The four-door sedan so mangled, police suspect Farrell had to climb out a back window. They believe he ran to the closest house for help. A woman hears banging on her door, believes it could be her husband.
To her surprise, it was an individual that she did not know or recognize. She immediately closed the door, hit her panic alarm, called 911.
3 officers arrived to find a man matching the description given by the woman to 911.
As the officers approach him just to determine if in fact he is the individual, what's going on, he just immediately takes off and runs toward a particular officer, and that officer attempted to retreat, but at the same time fired his weapon.
Tonight, friends and family of Farrell's ask for privacy and prayers, taking to social media expressing shock and sadness, calling Farrell a happy and goofy guy. Farrell, a former football player at Florida A&M, remembered in this photo by a friend who says he's known Farrell since the two were just kids.
Our heart go out to the Farrell family quite naturally, as well as the many members of the CMPD family. This is never something easy.
A friend of Farrell's tells me that Farrell was expected to wed his high school sweetheart soon. As for Officer Carrick, Monroe says that he was able to speak with him earlier and that he was devastated and shook up by all of this. Carrick turned himself in earlier. He is now in the custody of CMPD and is with his lawyer tonight. Dedrick.
All right, thank you, Kay. 2 other officers who were with Carrick have been placed on administrative leave pending an outcome of the investigation. We're told that is standard procedure. Meanwhile, the president of the local NAACP is speaking out about this officer-involved shooting. Reverend Kojo Nantambu told me tonight he hopes this incident will push city leaders to bring the Citizens Review Board back quickly. Now, that board was created nearly 20 years ago to keep tabs on the behavior of CMPD officers. City leaders are now reviewing to see what role the board should play. Nantambu believes it's needed now more than ever.
There is no perfect police department. There are rogues, there are renegades, and there are those who do not necessarily conform to all of the training that is given to them to make sure that they are unnecessary killing.
Nantambu said tonight he may contact the state NAACP to get it involved concerning the status of the Citizens Review Board. Now, please stay with WBTV and WBTV.com for continuing coverage concerning this story.
A CMPD officer charged in the fatal shooting of an unarmed man is out on bond. We have several new developments tonight. Thank you for being here. I'm Sharon Smith. Investigators say Officer Randall Carrick wrongly used deadly force on 24-year-old John Farrell. Carrick is charged with voluntary manslaughter. The shooting happened overnight Saturday, with police responding to what they thought was a break-in along Reedy Creek Road. Police say Farrell actually needed help after a car accident. They also say he advanced on officers, and that's when Carrick fired several shots. As the chief said, this is a tough case for all concerned. WBTV's Kay Johnson live in our newsroom. She's been following this case all weekend. So, Kay, what have you learned tonight?
Sharon, we believe that Carrick could face a judge as early as tomorrow. And as you can imagine, this incident had folks taking sides pretty quickly. In a case where one man is dead and another man sworn to protect and serve is accused of a crime, it's a perfect combination for a firestorm of social media comments. Facebook posters calling themselves friends of Officer Randall Carrick hailed him as a great guy, one man saying Carrick is getting thrown under the bus and knows Carrick feels horrible about what happened, a sentiment echoed by CMPD Police Chief Rodney Monroe at a press conference early Saturday.
He is pretty shook up behind it. He's devastated behind it.
Devastated too, family and friends of 24-year-old John Farrell, his brother tweeting today, "I've never cried so much, I can't imagine life without you." Police say an investigation proved the shooting death of Farrell was excessive, and Officer Carrick did not have a lawful right to discharge his gun. CMPD's handbook lays out the guidelines for use of deadly force, stating in part, officers may be forced to make split-second judgments in circumstances that are tense, uncertain, and rapidly evolving. Deadly force can be used to defend oneself or prevent escape of a person who could do harm to officers or others. It goes on to read, if feasible, an officer will identify him or herself as a police officer and issue a verbal warning before using deadly force. It's unclear if Farrell was given such warning. Police did say another officer attempted to deploy his taser before Carrick fired, but said the attempt was, quote, unsuccessful.
Naturally, it is with a heavy heart, significant regrets that it has come to this.
The NAACP plans to hold a press conference tomorrow in regards to this incident. Representatives from the coalition advocating for Citizens Review Board reform will also be there. And we reached out to the North Carolina Fraternal Order of Police and are told to expect a statement tomorrow as well. Sharon.
All right, thank you for your reporting, Kay. Carrick has 2.5 years on the force. 2 other responding officers are on administrative leave. As for Farrell, we've learned he was a college football player from Florida who had recently moved to Uptown.